Welcome guys, it's Blackmore RC, and we've had a few questions about the Xmaax over the last month or so. We haven't had no videos out, and been working more on the bodies and trying to get the moulds dead right. So Wolfgang has just messaged me on YouTube. How did I wire the BEC? Simply, most of the instructions come with it, but what you do is you wire it in. I wired an independent switch in because every time you plug the batteries in, the fan just runs continuously. So that turns the fan off and turns the servo off. Alright, so what you do, you wire it in. Basically, the power comes off because this particular one is 8S. So it works from 2S to 8S. So the power lead, I stripped these cables back, I soldered the cable onto the live and neutrals, put some shrink wrap around them, and then zip tied the cable just to make sure. But then, like I say, I've put the extra switch in. This come off the old barger. That turns the power off to the servo and everything. Then it goes into your control box, and from your ESC you cut the red wire. That stops sending power from the ESC to the servo, but the radio signal still works off the radio. The instructions are very clear about it. It's just a matter of you decide whether you do what I did and strip the wire back and solder the cable on and do that, or you make a separate plug up or sum or power it off a separate battery. It's entirely up to you, but the instructions are very clear on this. The other thing we've been asked quite a lot just lately is when the bodies are going to be ready. Like I say, I've been getting the moulds ready, making sure that they're perfect. Kev received his car, and that one I personally sprayed it for him. We're not planning on spraying every single body unless you request it, because it's quite time consuming and it's quite expensive for us to do it, especially with the 3-part system that I used on Kev's car. So we had a silver base coat, then we had apple candy red, and then there was a anti-scratch clear coat. There's quite a lot of prep in getting everything, and obviously underneath all that you need an etch primer to stick to the plastic. Okay, so I've been working on a carbon fibre body. It's not perfect, but it's up there. Alright, and the tweel I was using was 2x2, and this is an overlay of a carbon fibre body, which when I took it out of the mould, it broke. It's stuck in the mould, and I broke it. So this is a prototype. Think I'm going to call it the Black Assassin. Probably going to put some red writing on it, not too many stickers, because obviously you want to see the carbon fibre. But at the moment, I'll show you the mould I made to make Kev's car. So that's it there. It's in gel coat. I'm going to make another body, and then I'm going to make a full tooling mould of this mould, which will be ready at the end of the week, and we can start producing them and getting them out to people that have. We've had half a dozen inquiries so far, and the other one is I'm working on an Xmaxx body. I've got to make a split mould for that, unfortunately, because it's far too big, and I struggle to get the mould out of the mould, and so I'm going to make a split mould and bolt it together. But yeah, we're on the right side of it now. This one, as you can see, it was going to have roof bars in it, but we decided they were so hard to mould and get out, I decided to take them out. That mould there which is a copy of Kev's body. I'm going to take the wing off the back. I've filled that already. That's virtually ready to go. There's a bit more sanding and a bit more poncing about to do on that. That one will be a wingless body, and then eventually when I've moulded that one, we will turn it into a fastback. So instead of having the X on the back, it will be flat like this truck here, but a twin cab. Obviously this is a single cab. It'll be a flat cab, like flat back like that. And also we're going to make a fastback, so it'll be flat but it won't have the X's in it, so it'll look like a coupe. Okay, that's where we're at the moment with the bodies. And there was another question about the Xmaax. The plastic servo saver actually broke off. The screw broke through. I repaired it by putting a washer top and bottom and then putting a nylock on it. But this one, the problem started with all the issues with this bending, that not working, knackering servos, was the fact that that bit under there, it's metal to metal, no grease on it, no nothing. It was so stiff, it was just smashing the servos to pieces. So nice little tiny bit of grease on the shaft inside, on the spring housing and on the nut, and it is absolutely super fine. Been out bashed this a few times, and the steering on this is super smooth, very quick with that 7.4 volt BEC on there. GPS holder, as you can see, mounted it onto the frame and cut the screws. Very hard to get underneath there and put the screws in, because one time I took it out with the GPS on it. It was mounted in the body and it shot off somewhere, and it now lives in some field somewhere. So this one's mounted, and also if it does decide to come off, I've put this wire on it which is off a GoPro, and when the batteries are locked in, it's locked in there, it'll stay inside the car. That's, I just probably saved 75 quid, you know. And these things you can buy them on eBay. I think they're about £4.5, £5 each. I've got one for nearly every car I've got now, different mounting systems and what have you. But yeah, if you can buy these tethers off Amazon as well. It just gives you that little bit more security that you're not going to lose your GPS. Alright guys, so when the carbon fibre body is actually ready to be shown fully, I will show it. It does look stunning on the top, but how you overlay it sort of sucked itself too quickly, and the tweel opened up a little bit in a couple of places. So that's going to be my test body to show you guys what difference from a standard MT10 body, which is this one. Let's take that out now. It's a standard MT10 body. I braid this at the skate park and the pins kept pulling through here. Look. So what I did is I fixed it with some carbon fibre, with some fiberglass. That side's now started pulling through. So you know, this is the original body of the truck, and this is how they were supposed to look with the roof bars on. These are made out of carbon fibre, fiberglass in material that I put into a little mould I made, and then I bolted them on underneath. Haven't bashed this yet because we've been doing so much other stuff. I think that, you know, I'm trying to do too many things all at once. I just need to concentrate on this body to be absolutely perfect, so that you guys are getting a quality product that's going to last. I did take video of this at the skate park where it all started falling apart. It did take some punishment, to be fair to it. It's a lovely little truck, this is. Only thing I broke on the truck itself was the wheelie bar, but you can take them off. So that's the next project, is to get this completely finished. But yeah, any more questions on the Xmaxx? I mean, this has been running perfectly fine since that's a AGF servo in there. I think he's 35 kilogram, but he's running, like I say, 4.7 volts, and he's super smooth. The Xmaxx tyres, if you've watched that video, that's the homemade foams in there from an upholstery shop. Tyres are all re-glued. I've bashed this truck twice now with them on there. They do expand like they normally do, but they're nowhere near as bad as the original Xmaxx tyres with the original foams in. It's winter time coming up now, so I'm going to put the Louis RC tyres back on, the X Cyclone tyres back on for the winter. These are great in the summer, and that's all I can say at the moment. So I'll keep you posted, and if you like, subscribe, share the videos, make some comments, tell me what you think, and see how we can improve. Thanks guys, bye.